Mommy's gotta get dressed. I gotta check something.
Uh, well, this is the first trip to the museum here in Minneapolis for a year and a half. I'm going to the Minneapolis Institute of Arts. Yes, I'm going to draw there. My pencils are all ready. We can't use pens, sorry, Cedar. Because it's wet, we have to use dry medium. Well, I've had problems using pens. I mean, fountain pens. I suppose I could use a ballpoint pen, but I know I'm going with my brother's girlfriend. So I'm bringing some iPads and I'm bringing pencils and gray paper and black paper and white paper and colored pencils and white pencils. So I've got more than enough shit to lug around with me. And the last time I was there, I ended up drawing details of framed frames and woodwork pieces of furniture, molding and stuff. And so that's what I might do. I also might do a drawing. I once did a drawing when I went to the Fogg Art Museum, and I just did a bunch of T and A, tits and ass, because as you know, when you're at a museum, you see a lot of nude dames. And I thought if I just do little close-ups of tits and ass, that might be fun. So maybe I'll do that for a half hour. Just pick an area that has a lot of naked dames and maybe naked guys. And I also like, when I'm at a museum, I like to see the relationship between two pieces of art. And one of my favorite experiences of this was at the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. There was one room that had American paintings from the late 1800s, early 1900s, sort of American impressionistic stuff. And they had a Mary Cassatt painting just immediately to your left as you walked into the room. And it was a couple of people in a theater. They were in an opera. They were at an opera or something. We'll just say it's an opera. And there were two women sitting next to each other, and you see their profiles, and one of them is holding up little binoculars, and they're looking that way. So if I looked that way to see, if they were real and they were in the next box, and I looked to see what they were looking at, my eyes saw all by itself on a wall was almost by itself. I think it was by itself. Actually, there was a door in between it and other paintings in the room, but they were looking right at the John Singer Sargent portrait of a naked black man rising up. And it was a model he used for a bunch of white gods and gods on the ceiling at the MFA. So it was just very funny when you see the two paintings looking at each other like that. And I thought that was funny. So when I went to this museum last time, I was trying to find things where I could see there might be a statue in the middle of the room, and beyond it is a painting, and then I combine the two to make a separate work of art. A naked god or goddess standing or doing whatever they do, shooting an arrow or throwing a javelin or whatever. And then in the background, you see pictures of a family portrait or whatever, and see if I can make little stories like that. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to leave here in maybe a half hour, 20 minutes. So right now I'm charging up my devices. I'm going to bring this one too. I don't know how long we're going to be there. I'm probably bringing way more materials than I want, but I'm kind of hoping that maybe I can. Do you have any errands you need to run today?
Yeah, we can do whatever you
I'm just
want.
wondering, I may want to stay a little longer than you might want to stay. So if you wanted to go do something in that neck of the woods.
I can easily drop you off and go do what I need to do.
Well, no.
It might be good because
No, I want you to come in and draw for an hour. You can pick me up just a little bit.
Let me see how much.
No, please.
Okay.
You can leave early
Okay.
and come back. Because it's also going to be.
I had already thought. See, I'm starting to get.
No, there's no
I had
reason.
already thought that if you wanted to stay later, there's absolutely no problem with me leaving and coming to pick you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought if you want to stay for an hour and a half or whatever you want, then you go, and then you run some errands. I mean, I don't want you to come all the way back here and then go all the way back there, but if you want to do a few things, you can. And then well, yeah, when you copy something, there's only so much you're getting out of it. You're learning, of course, how to paint and how to mix colors and how to render something, and you're learning what the other guy did, or girl, the other person, the artist did, but you're not really doing anything that's creative on your end, and it can get boring. So, but if you pick a subtle thing, there like last year there was, or 2 years ago I went there, and there were two samurai outfits, on mannequins, or I don't know if they were mannequins, but they were somehow three-dimensional. They had helmets and they whatever. And I went back there the next time to draw them battling each other, where I would draw one and then with, just draw the other one on top of it and go back and forth. And sort of when you're done, it would look almost like they're fighting, was my thought. And I went back and they moved them. They weren't there anymore. So pissed me off. Ugh. But that was an idea I had. And I may do that if I see them again, or I may, when I get there, I might be inspired by doing something else. I'll see if I can find that hopper. This is 80%.
Media volume set to be.
Okay, did I say I want to do anything? That's going to stay right there. This. Yeah, I know you're not supposed to do that. Bad cedar. No, I know that that's what people do, but it can get really boring. I think it would be one of the most boring jobs ever. But if you are able to really study a picture at a time, and then when people come in, then you pay attention and you go back to looking at a picture, I think that would be a good learning experience. But or if you're there to help people understand what they're looking at, that's kind of fun. I mean, part of it is just drawing a detail as well. What is the coolest little detail of this picture? And it might be, the negative space that you see between the legs of the horse and the man and the mountain in the background, or something else. So I did I don't know where it is, but I did a video of the Biscuit show in Boston when I was there a month ago. And the pictures were all, they were lovely and everything. Well, I don't know if they're lovely, but they were powerful and colorful and hip hoppy, but I don't really understand hip hoppy stuff. So but I just did really, really quick renditions of parts of each of these paintings. And while I'm drawing them on my iPad, I'm looking harder at the painting than I would have normally. And then I'm thinking about how my little movie that I'm making is going to look. So I would then say, okay, I've got a red thing. Now I want to have a green thing. And I look around for a green painting, and then I attack I do that. So it became more of a artistic challenge on my part. Yeah, well, it's important to pay attention because there are crazy people out here. Okay, I'm going to turn this off. This iPad and this pencil go together. I've lost one of my white pencils from my iPads. I don't know how that happened. It's my wallet. And here's my phone. I'll leave that plugged in until the last minute. Okay, I'm going to turn you guys off. So we'll see you later. Bye-bye.